Hey guys, this week on Kombativ, we're checking out some of the most popular hidden weapons from the Kombativ.com website. But before we begin, if you just like this video and subscribe to our channel, that would be awesome. How are you guys doing today?
Fantastic, as always.
Good. I'm actually feeling a little better this week. I still have something going on in my throat, but I think I can get through this video just fine.
Perfect.
So last week I gave you your choice of 4 different weapons that you could use to survive the apocalypse. And then I asked you guys to go to the community tab and vote for which one you like best. And you guys went to the community tab and overwhelmingly chose the full tang, not a machete. Excellent choice, guys. In fact, it was so overwhelming that 62% of you guys chose this as a weapon you would use to survive the apocalypse. So excellent choice, guys. So I've got something to talk to you guys about today. You know, most of you guys know that I am personally the one who responds to all of your comments on the Kombativ YouTube channel and on the Karate Mart YouTube channel. And it's a daunting task. It takes a lot of time, but I love it because I get to know each and every one of you guys. And there are so many people here that I've gotten to know for multiple years. And you guys are going to be the ones that I remember as the channel continues to grow. But there's always the trolls on the channels. I can't stand them. They're the people who just want to be disrespectful and unkind. I don't know what it does for them. I don't know if it makes them feel better inside by being mean on a YouTube channel, but whatever. I just laugh when I see those comments. But there was one in particular this week that I had to tell you guys about just because I wanted to get a little bit of discussion going. So on one of my cane videos, you know, I've got a few different cane videos out there where I show off like the martial arts style canes, and then I show off some sword canes, and I show off maybe the stun gun cane. On one of those cane videos, someone left this as a comment. Only in the US would you convert a walking cane to a deadly weapon. Something is very wrong and broken with their society. So, I heard that, and the first thing that came to my head was, you know, that doesn't make any sense because sword canes have been around for hundreds of years in countries like Spain and Egypt and India and Japan, so it doesn't make sense at all. But then I started thinking about, in America, do we really need to have regulations on hidden and concealed weapons? Would it be better if we started banning some of those weapons? I wanted to get a response from you guys because I think it's an important question. Now, I know we've got a lot of people who are going to be those Second Amendment people who say that guns don't kill people, people kill people, or if you take away all the sword canes, only the criminals are going to be using the sword canes then. I get that, and then we also are going to have our group of people on the other side of the fence that say, hey, maybe regulations are a good idea because there's countries out there that are heavily regulated and they've got a lot smaller crime rate. So I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear a major debate going on in our comments section. The only thing I ask is that you be respectful of each other. I don't want to hear any phrases like, you stupid liberal or you redneck conservative. I don't want to hear that stuff. I just want to see a good and healthy debate. I think that'll be awesome. So please, this week we're not going to do a community tab. I'm just going to ask you to respond to that in the comments. What do you think? Should we regulate more of the concealed and hidden weapons? Do you think that'd be a good idea here in the US? I'm curious. But today, we're actually going to show off some hidden and concealed weapons.
Yes.
So I asked Amanda to go back to the warehouse and find some of our most popular hidden weapons for me to review. She's boxed them up for me, so I don't know what they are. And as always, there's links in the description of the video so you can find out more information on each of these products. So without further ado, Amanda, what is our very first hidden weapon? I'll have you take these things. Thank you. Okay. This is going to be a fun video. I love hidden weapons. I love hidden weapons. Okay, let's see what this is. And our very first item is the umbrella disguise stun gun. Thank you, Amanda. So I absolutely hate the fact that I have to review this weapon because I know Amanda's going to have to stun me with it. But at the same time, this is honestly one of my favorite hidden weapons. So It was a smart move on Amanda's part to grab it. I do appreciate that. One of the things I like so much about it is indistinguishable from an actual umbrella. So if you're carrying this around, nobody's going to know you have a stun gun on you. I think that's pretty cool. The first thing I noticed about this, though, is that it's got this blue sleeve on the top of it, which you see that on a lot of umbrellas. The blue sleeve is probably made of some sort of nylon material. But what I like about it is it covers up the stun portion here, covers up any buttons, it covers up the little switch here. So it just makes your weapon look more inconspicuous. So pretty cool. But let's go ahead and take that off and look at the actual umbrella stun gun. So if we look at it from the side, it looks like just a standard folded umbrella, right? Mm-hmm. Yep. From the front, you can see that there's electrodes on there. You can see a little LED light. But holding it like this, nobody's going to know. You also have this little wrist strap, so you can put that on and just kind of carry it. So pretty cool, pretty cool. Some of the other things I really like about this is we can see that the handle is made from this thermoplastic rubber material, so it's got a nice rubberized grip to it. It's also ergonomic, and it's a very simple design. Like we have a switch that you flip it up once, and then we've got an LED light, which is a very bright light. So I like that because, you know, if you're walking around at night, you can shine a path and wherever you want to go. But I also like it because if you are being attacked, you can use it to blind your attacker. So kind of a cool little feature on this. But then if we just flip that switch one more time, you can see that the red LED light is engaged, which means that the stun gun is ready to go. So all we have to do then is to hit this little trigger right here. Ooh, that's pretty loud. That does not sound very fun. We can also see that this is a rechargeable stun gun. It comes with this little power cord to charge it up for you. Now, the manufacturer mentions that this is approximately 32 million volts, which if you watched my videos before, you know that we don't take that number seriously. The manufacturers know that it's very difficult to determine exactly how strong a stun gun is. So they just choose a random number that's similar to other stun guns that are around the same size. So the way we like to test them is we like to listen to the crackle of the stun gun to see how loud it is, and that one's pretty loud, which means that it's probably going to be a very effective weapon. The other thing we like to do is we actually like to stun me with it just to see how effective it is. Now, one thing I do need to mention though is that if you are actually in a life and death situation, you need to try to stun your attacker either in the neck or in the groin or in the chest, right around the heart area, because those are the most effective areas. But on camera, just to test this thing out, I'm gonna let Amanda just hit me in the arm with it because I know that way I'm not gonna fall down and cry. So I think we'll just start with that. So Amanda, I'm gonna go ahead and hand this to you. Okay. And give me a good stun right in the arm, not in the funny bone, right in the arm. All right, ready, set. Ow, ow! Oh, that smells. Definitely, jeez, definitely burned off some hair on my arm, and you can see that it's red right there. So, I hate that. Okay, and this is only the first product today, so. Okay, so the length is approximately 10 inches, and it weighs approximately 6.4 ounces. I'm shaking a little bit. Give me 1 second just to get back to normal. Okay. All right, but I think that's about all we have to say about this, right?
You know, I bet that this one would stun through that. I bet it would stun through that case. Excellent
point too. Yeah, that little nylon case on top, which makes it look more inconspicuous. We've tested our videos whether these things can stun through thick pants, whether they can stun through coats, and they have no problem doing that. So you're right, it's going to be able to stun through this just fine. It may burn a little hole or something, but yeah, that was an excellent point, Ian. But that's about all I have to say about this. So I'm going to go ahead and put this away. Amanda, what is our next item? Thank you so much. Oh man, I'm shaking a little bit now. Okay. Okay, all right. And our next item today is, ooh, I love this one. Good, the hidden belt knife. Excellent choice, Amanda. So this is definitely one of my favorite hidden weapons. So first off, we can see that it comes with a black nylon belt, and I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. And that's kind of a nice long belt that actually goes up to 48 inches long, which means a 48-inch waist. Let's see how big it is for me. So I've got a 36-inch waist, and yeah, plenty of room in there. I'm gonna go ahead and adjust this for my waist real quick. So just pull that down, adjust it, and here we go. Nice. Just clicks on there. Good to go. Pretty cool. I'd probably put this up there just to look a little nicer.
I think you can trim that for you.
You could. Yeah. You definitely could trim it. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. But we can see that the nylon belt actually connects to this thermoplastic sheath on the inside. It looks like they stitched it on there. They might have used some adhesive of some sort, but that's a nice thick thermoplastic sheath, so that blade's not going to puncture through or anything. We can see that this does have a nice pack of wood buckle on there that's black, nice and stealthy. But let's go ahead and check out the blade on this thing. So all I have to do if I want to use it is just pull out that buckle, and we've got this really nice blade. And the thing I probably like the most about this specific weapon is they're very comfortable. Like to hold on to that buckle, stick your hand in that choil, and then use that little jimping right there, very comfortable. I've got good control of this. I could use this for all sorts of strikes. It's not gonna get ripped out of my hand. It's a really good little weapon. The blade itself is made from a 1065 German surgical steel. So 1065 German surgical steel is one of those kind of strange steels out there because 1065 generally means that it's going to be a high carbon steel, which means that it's going to have more corrosion. But then it says surgical steel, which surgical steel implies that it's going to be corrosion resistant, ready for surgery. So they don't really match. So my guess is when they say 1065 German surgical steel, they probably maybe added some chromium to it to make it a little bit more corrosion resistant. But one of the things about this is it does have a really nice black finish to it. So it is going to be corrosion resistant in that effect too. So that's kind of nice. The blade itself is extremely sharp. The tip is sharp. You can see that it's got this little plain edge and then it's got a serrated section there. So that's pretty nice. The actual blade length is about 2.5 inches and the total weight of this entire belt is approximately 7.8 ounces. Now, the only other thing I do want to mention is you do need to check your local laws with something like this because this is considered a concealed or hidden weapon. So but that's about all I have to say about this, right?
It's a good one. It's a good one.
All right.
Weapon for on the budget.
I love. Oh, it's an inexpensive weapon. I like that. Awesome. All right. Well, let's go ahead and move on to our next weapon. Thank you, Amanda. I appreciate it. Okay. What's our next weapon today? Here we go. And our next weapon is, okay, the hidden brush spike. Awesome choice, Amanda. Okay, so this is a really cool hidden weapon, and one of the things I really like about it is a completely non-metal weapon. It's made entirely of polypropylene and a very durable polypropylene. We'll test it out just a little bit. One of the things I don't like about it, though, is it is a little bit bulky. Like for a person like me who just has pockets, I mean, that kind of sticks out, looks a little bit funny. So I could see this being very good in like a purse of some sort, I think would be really good. But then the other thing you have to think about too is, let's say you're being attacked and you notice someone coming from across the street. So you have time to dig into your purse, you grab your brush spike, you pull it out. If you're gonna pull out a spike on someone, you really do need some practice. You need to know what you're doing. So just keep that in mind when it comes to this weapon. I think it's an awesome weapon, but just keep that in mind. So one thing I like about it is a nice black stealthy color. It's also multifunctional. We can use this as a brush if we want to, but the spike is so cool on this thing. All you do is you pull that out and we've got this really nice spike here. Let's go ahead and test this out a little bit. Entirely polypropylene, so we're gonna use it. Nice, just sticks right in there. I mean, that thing will do quite a bit of damage. Now, one of the things I also like about this weapon is that it does have these nice little grooves right here. So that gives it a really nice grip when it comes to using it as a spike. The overall length of this is approximately 9 inches. And the spike length is about 4¼ inches, and it weighs approximately 3.7 ounces. But that's about all I have to say about this, so let's go ahead and put this away. Move on to our next weapon. Thank you, Amanda. Okay, and our next weapon is the hidden pepper spray pen. Okay, cool. You know, I like this for a couple of reasons. It's not the most exciting weapon in the world, I'm just going to admit that, but I like it for a couple of reasons. I like it because A, it's very inconspicuous. It just looks like a standard pen or a marker. I also like it because, you know, a couple of years ago, my mom asked me, hey, when I do my walks in the morning, what kind of self-defense weapon should I carry? And my response was, you should probably carry pepper spray because you don't have any self-defense training. I think that would be your best choice. So when it comes to choosing a weapon when you don't have training, pepper spray is a great choice for you. So I also really like this brand we carry. We specifically carry this brand because it's made in the US. It also is 46% hotter than other brands of pepper spray. So that's pretty nice. But let's take a closer look at this. I'm going to open this guy up. One thing I should probably mention as I'm opening this is the type of pepper spray that does have the UV identifying dye in it, which is nice because if you do have to use it on an attacker, it will show up in a UV light when the police are trying to figure out who the person was who attacked you. So I think that's a very important little feature to have in the pepper spray that you choose to buy. But let's take a closer look at this. So first off, we can see that it is made entirely of metal, which is nice, the cap and the body on this thing. And then we've got this little clip here, so we could put it in our shirt pocket, which would be nice. But let's go ahead and open this up. So we can see that it's got that spray top with the compressed gas, which is nice because this actually can spray pepper spray up to 10 feet away, which is a good distance. That gives you great distance between you and your attacker, so I like that. One of the other things the manufacturer says about this is that it can be used for up to 15 sprays. So what that's good for is if you do have multiple attackers, you can use it on one, use it on the other. Would come in very handy in that situation. It does have about 0.5 ounces of pepper spray in it. And the length is approximately 5.5 inches, and it weighs only 0.7 ounces, so next to nothing. But that's really all I have to say about pepper spray pen. So let's go ahead and move on to our next product.
There you go.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Amanda. Okay, you're making some very good choices today. All right, and our next hidden weapon is the mini stealth neck knife. Ooh, I have not seen this one before. This is cool. This is cool. I like how compact it is. I like the fact that it has a breakaway chain on it. Some people will choose to change that out for paracord. I get it. I like the breakaway chain because if you have it around your neck and someone chooses to try to strangle you with it, it will just break. So I do like that aspect. If we look at the sheath on this thing, it looks like it's made from a thermoplastic. And then they've included these little holes here. They're called mounting holes, and what they're good for is if you wanted to create a boot knife out of it, or if you wanted to put your shoelaces around it through those little holes, you can have it on the top of your shoe, pull out the blade. Very nice in those aspects. We can also see that there is a little lanyard hole on there, which is nice in case we wanted to add some paracord to it or something. But I'm going to go ahead and pull out the blade on this guy, so pretend I have it around my neck. That's a nice little blade. I like that. A little tiny dagger. Little guy. I like that. Okay, so the handle appears to be made out of a thermoplastic rubber because it's got that little rubberized grip type thing going on there. Actually really comfortable. The grip, I know it's small. It's only those two little finger holes, but I can actually get a really good grip with that. It's pretty comfortable. I like that. The blade itself is made from a 420C stainless steel. So 420C stainless steel is a slight upgrade from a standard 420 stainless steel in that it has a higher carbon content. So it's going to be a little bit harder, it's going to have better wear resistance, so it's going to be a pretty good steel for a knife like this. We can also see that it does have a black finish to it, so that's going to make it more corrosion resistant. Now the blade itself is sharpened on both sides, very nice dagger, very sharp tip, extremely sharp blade. Serrated section here, which is nice. And then I didn't mention it's got these little grips on the handle too, so that's pretty cool. I'm actually really liking this little dagger. That's pretty nice. Okay, so now the blade length is approximately 2.5 inches. The overall length is approximately 5 inches, and the total weight of this is approximately 1.6 ounces. So that's a really nice weight for a little neck knife. Love it. All right, but that's about all I have to say about this, right? Anything else?
I like it.
Okay, all right, let's move on to our next weapon. Oh, a big one. Thank you, Amanda. Appreciate it. Okay, see what this guy is. I will grab this little knife here off the wall. Cool. Okay. And our next weapon is the hidden sword cane. Awesome, awesome. I'm surprised we never showed this off on Kombativ before. I showed it off on the Karate Mart YouTube channel at least once. Multiple times, yeah. I really like this one. I really like this cane. There's so many little features of it that I love. And this kind of goes with what I was talking about in the beginning is, do we need this in America? You know, is this something we should be restricting? It's a great question, so answer it in the comments, guys. All right, so first off, we can see that this comes with a heavy-duty, high-strength aluminum shaft. So that's nice because A, it's going to be able to take up a lot of weight. So I'm actually going to put some weight on this. Yeah, so that's going to be able to hold a lot of weight. I weigh 242 pounds approximately. That's what I weighed myself on the scale this morning. So yeah, it can hold me just fine. It's also going to be good in the respect that we could use this as a weapon in case we wanted to. One of the other things I really like about it is it has this nylon fiber handle up here, which I love nylon fiber material, but it's actually really comfortable. It's got a nice ergonomic grip to it. It also has these little thumb ridges here, which are kind of like jimping, which is kind of cool. So if we were going to be attacked, if someone was coming at us, we could just kind of grab this cane, and that little thumb ridge there allows us to easily be able to get control of this cane and just push our attacker off. So I love that aspect of this cane in itself. We can also see that it does have this non-slip toe on the end, so that's important. But one of the features I love the most about this is with a lot of sword canes, if you need to get your blade out, you have to unscrew the blade from the shaft. With this guy, it's got a compression fitting, so all I have to do is just yank it out, and I've got my blade ready. Now the blade on this is made from a 1060 carbon steel, which 1060 carbon steel is a good steel because it's got a good balance of strength, durability, and hardness. So I do like that steel. We can also see that the blade is sharpened all the way up here to the tip, and then the other side of this blade has a false edge on it. So I do like the fact that it does have a false edge on top. That is nice. Now the blade length is approximately 25 inches, and the overall length of this is approximately 38 inches, which I'm 6'4", and that's a good size for me. But just take that into account depending on what height you are. The sword weighs approximately 1 pound, 2.5 ounces, and the total weight of the sword with the shaft is approximately 2 pounds, 3 ounces, so a nice weight for a cane. One other thing I do need to mention is just check your local laws. It's very important to do that, just to make sure you're not going to get yourself in trouble. But if you guys could just go to the comments and let us know what you think about regulating these type of weapons, that would be very interesting to me. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel, and check out Kombativ.com because we've got all sorts of awesome weapons on there right now. But until next week, stay combative. But not too combative. I don't want to see anything in the newspaper about a guy stabbing someone with a sword cane.